and welcome to the first episode of my podcast. If you follow me on Instagram, you will already know who I am. And today I have my guest, my dear client, and my friend Silvia, who will introduce herself to us. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Hello, everyone. I am Silvia, as Anna just said. I'm a personal trainer and online coach, and I have been doing this since 4 years now, since lockdown. Yeah, help women mainly in the UK and now in Italy as well.
Amazing. And you have a very interesting story, and we've talked about this quite a few times. So I'm very grateful, and I appreciate you coming on here and opening up and talking about everything that we are going to talk about. So you have a history with an eating disorder.
Yeah.
Can you tell us how it started? What was the trigger? How old were you?
Yes. So the eating disorder started when I was like 14, but I think that the triggers started when I was a lot younger than that. So the main thing was when I was 14, I went to a dietitian. So I was born and raised in Italy, and the culture around body acceptance is very, very different. The skinnier you are, the more attractive you are, or at least that's how it was in, 2000 to 2010 at least. So when I was 14, I went to a dietitian, and just for reference, when I went there, I weighed like 55 kilos and 400 grams. I still remember to this day. So I wasn't big, but I was big for Italian standards. So she put me on a very low calorie diet, and I started losing so much weight so quick. And I think the trigger was that everyone started telling me, oh my God, you look amazing. You're so determined. Even if like this is not like your body type, like you becoming like so slim, so good. And bear in mind, my entire childhood, I've been not compared, but sort of to my brother, who's always been like very, very slim. So everyone was like, oh my God, your brother's so lucky, as if his biggest luck in life was the fact that his metabolism was quite high. And my brother's much better than that. But so when I started becoming like the slim person that I always wanted to be, I kind of got addicted to that feeling, and all my self-worth dependent on that. So I was very, very young, unfortunately, and I wasn't even sure what I was going through. It was my first time. I just thought it was normal to be starving all the time. My aim every day was just to try to eat as little as possible rather than to just eat enough to lose fat. And yeah, I just wanted to weigh less and less until I think I got to 45 kg. As a reference, I am 55 now. So I'm the same weight that I was when I first went to the dietitian. Yeah. So basically me with 10 kilograms less.
I can't even imagine you like weighing 10 kilos less than you do now.
Yeah, I was pretty slim.
How did that make you feel hearing all those comments? You look amazing.
Oh yeah, great.
Great, yeah.
Yeah, because all of my girls were pretty small, all of my friends. So I was like, oh, I'm just like them now.
Yeah, and how did you feel during your primary school and your high school?
Yeah, I was in ballet for 7 years, and my ballet teacher always put me first because I had good rhythm, but she kept telling me, if you want to be first, you need to be slimmer. Like, you're going to have to lose more weight. And I remember she always had a stick and like just snap my bum. And I was 6 and when I started. So I was 12 I was there for like 6-7 years. So by the end of it, I hated ballet. I left crying many times. Yeah. But it was normal. That was normal there, apparently.
Well, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. Have you ever reached out to anyone? Have you ever seen a therapist? Have you ever seen anyone who specializes in eating disorders?
No, because I didn't think I had an eating disorder until I healed from it.
Okay.
Like, I kind of knew, but I never spoke to anyone about it. I always used to say, no, I'm good. Like, I'm not hungry. Like, I'm fine. And at night time, I used to like punch my tummy to sleep because I was too hungry. But I think that people weren't as aware back then about eating disorders. I'm not sure how aware they are in Italy right now either, but it's definitely getting better.
Okay. Did you ever felt like, or did you ever wish that you reached out to someone? Or I'm asking you this because where I'm from in Croatia, people have this very weird perception of if you speak to a therapist, or if you reach out to a therapist, you're crazy and something is wrong with you. So everyone almost feels ashamed to reach out for help, when it comes to your mental health, physical health, or just seeing a therapist. So have you ever wished that you did reach out to someone professional?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I wish I did back then, but I even wish I spoke to someone in my life.
Yeah.
First, but I think that no one could understand me.
Yeah.
Like in my family, like my mom has always been like super slim, but not because she's been obsessed with it, like she's just slim. She's just a slim person. So in my head, like she couldn't understand my struggles either. And like I remember one time she was like, we kept going to like different dietitians because I gained a little bit of weight back and I wanted to lose it again. And I remember this doctor was like, there's no point in you losing more weight because this is like how your body's meant to be. And I was so bloody stubborn. I was like, no, you're not going to tell me what I'm meant to look like. And then I remember my mom was like, oh my God, I wish that I had these issues instead of you. So I didn't have to suffer through being 53 kg rather than 45. But she said it in a way of like, I love you so much.
Yeah.
I wish you didn't have to go through this. I could go through it. But because it was seen as a problem, but it really was not.
So how did you manage to heal? What did you do?
And this is a weird healing story because I didn't do too much about it. I removed myself from the environment.
Okay.
So I went from Italy to the United States. So I went from one extreme to the other. After my 9 hours flight, I noticed that I was the smallest person so far in town, probably. So I was like, oh, cool.
I need to catch up.
Yeah, I'm fine here. So when I got there, I noticed that people didn't care too much about how slim I was. And my personality was much more than that. Like my self-worth didn't depend on the way I look. And yeah, I just started eating more. But of course, at that point, my body was used to eat very, very little. So in the matter of 1 year, I've gained 17 kilograms. So I went from whatever it was, 45 to like 62.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And how did that make you feel? How did that...
crap. I did not feel good in my body either.
How did that impact your body image? So being so small and so tiny to then gaining 17 kilos in 1 year, how did that make you feel?
That was the start of my healing process.
Okay.
Because, of course, I had to accept my body looking very, very different. I knew I didn't want to look that way either. But I kind of understood that being the smallest version of myself wasn't the main thing I wanted from life.
Okay. And did you understand at the time calories in versus calories out, macros, protein, carbs, fats, training?
No, because when I was in the States, I remember 6 months in, I went to Miami to see my family.
Okay.
And for the month before that, I was like, oh my God, what are they going to say when they see me? And bear in mind, I remember when I got to Miami, I weighed 57 kilograms at this point.
Okay.
So I was like basically 12 kg heavier than when I left. And I was like, what's my mum going to say? So I was like, oh, I'm going to start this like diet. So the month before Miami, I remember I ate bananas for a week only. Like only bananas for that week. And then I tried all these different things. And I just kept piling on the pounds.
So how long were you in the States for? And have you lost any weight when you were in the States?
No.
Like,
I remember.
I gained more.
I remember for Easter we went to eat these like, I don't know, lemon cakes and stuff. And then I jumped on the treadmill, ran 12 miles. I wish I could still run 12 miles now, but
Yeah, around
I just
4K.
yeah.
Done.
I just did it to burn it off. So yeah, I was everything I preach not to be.
Okay. So how long, let's say your eating disorder started at the age of 14. When did you heal?
I started healing when I was like in the States was 17 and a half.
Okay.
Yeah. But then I didn't like properly heal. So I went back to Italy
For how long?
for 1 year and a bit.
Okay. And did you had any triggers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I lost
Okay.
10 kg that summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
In what period of time? Like 2
So
months?
I went back on the 5th of June. And by the time I started school again, so mid-September, I was 10 kilograms lighter. So like, what, 3 months?
Wow.
But it was all done on a very high protein diet.
Okay.
So it wasn't keto because it was high protein rather than high fat. It was called the Dukan diet or something like that.
Okay.
It was some French doctor. But at that point, I was eating more than before I left for the US, of course. But I was still very, very restricted.
Wow. What happened after Italy? So how long were you there for? You then moved to London. What made you become a personal trainer?
Yes, so I moved to the UK a year after I came back from the US. So I was just like almost 19 when I moved to the UK. And the healing kind of like kept happening when I was in the UK because once again, I removed myself from the environment again. But I will come back. All the triggers will come back as soon as I landed in Italy. And this happened until 2 years ago, maybe.
And you are now 29.
Yeah.
29.
So a long time.
So from the age of 14 until the age of 27.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is probably the first time that I'm actually okay with the way I look, even when I go back.
Yeah.
Because in London, I've always been completely fine. But I remember, and I spoke to some Italian girls as well, and I'm not the only person this happens to. They told me, like, when they go back.
It's not really spoken about in Italy, I feel like.
No.
Yeah, in Croatia, like, no one really talks about these things. And I think people are either afraid to say these things out loud, or they don't feel safe, or they don't feel comfortable, or they feel like other people would judge them because it is not that common. Like, social media is also not that huge in Croatia. In my hometown, like, my dad doesn't even know what Instagram is.
Yeah, my dad same.
Yeah, like, it's something that I feel like quite a lot of people might be keeping inside because they don't feel comfortable
100%
saying this out loud. Or maybe they're not 100% self-aware and they're just like putting their feelings away and aside, and they feel that no one will understand them, no one will be able to help them. Have you felt that way?
Yeah, 100%. And I think there's a very fine line between just dieting because you want to lose fat and then entering the eating disorder trap.
Yeah.
Because, of course, when you start losing weight for the first time, you do feel better about yourself. But you need to be very, very careful not to take it too far because that happens. But 100% is the fear of not feeling understood. It's like I was thriving off those comments of like, you look great.
Yeah. Have you ever felt like your self-worth is based on what other people say about you?
Yeah.
And all the comments that you get.
Yeah.
And if you
not
don't
even
get
ashamed to say it.
Yeah. And if you don't get nice compliments, and if people don't constantly, I don't know, send you messages, or whenever they see you, they say, oh my God, you look amazing. You feel like you need to hear all those words from someone else.
Yeah, for me it was
as
mainly
a confirmation that you are amazing and beautiful. And yeah.
It happened every time I went back from the UK to Italy because I used to go see my parents, of course, like maybe like twice a year, 3 times. And if my mum didn't comment on how great I look, I'd be like, oh my days.
Yeah.
But she didn't have to. Like,
know.
she probably was just not commenting on my body, which is totally normal and fine.
Yeah, but you were expecting to.
But for
to
me,
get
I was
all
like,
the
oh, you're not
compliments.
saying
Yeah.
that I look great. And I remember
Yeah.
my dad was like, you gained a little bit of weight. And that got me. And I was like, I need to lose
I
it.
need to lose it.
Started losing it quick.
Again.
Yeah.
When you first started tracking your macros and your calories, have you found that triggering? Did you find it amazing? Did you find it has it taught you a lot about the food, or did it develop a negative relationship with food again? What was your experience?
No, so I started tracking calories the first time I went to my dietitian.
At the age of
14. Because I used to calculate in my head, because there wasn't even my fitness pal back then, or if there was, I didn't have it.
So has she asked you to track your calories?
No,
or?
but I remember she gave me my diet plan.
Okay.
And it was 1,200 calories to start with. And I was like, okay, so where are these calories coming from?
Yeah.
So next to each food, she calculated the macros for me, but I had no idea what macros were. I just knew what calories were. So my aim was always to have a little bit less, a little bit less, a little bit less. And then I remember one time she was like, oh, if you want to exit the diet, we're going to start increasing your calories very slowly, which was very smart of her. But I was like, no, because I'm going to gain fat. So she failed to actually explain to me that this wouldn't have happened. So my thing was like, okay, I'm not going to come see you anymore because you want to increase them now. And I'm just going to do my own thing. I was very, very stubborn when I was younger. And
who are you to tell me what to do?
Yeah. But I remember one thing, because me and my mum never spoken about my eating disorder when I had it.
Okay.
And when I came back from the state, I remember a few years later, she told me, you came back, you were big, but you were happy.
Yeah.
So like she knew all along. But probably she didn't know how to talk to me about it either. I didn't want to hear it.
Yeah.
It's not that easy to talk to me if I don't want to talk about it. So I don't blame anyone. It's just society as a whole. And to be fair, my ballet teacher, I can blame her.
I can't believe that. Like,
I can blame her.
She would spank you at the age of 6. But like,
Yeah.
if you
It's like, where we putting his ass? I was like, what do you mean? Here, staying here.
Oh my God. That's absolutely, I mean,
I don't know if it's still allowed.
how is it allowed in the first place? I don't understand.
He was like, oh, I've been trained. I went to Russia to be trained as a ballet teacher. They were very strict to me there, so I'm just going to do the same thing
Wow.
to you now.
Wow. So it's
I hate ballet to this day. My mum keeps telling me, oh my God, it looks so nice. I'm like, no.
Should we watch some?
There was there was nothing nice about it.
Oh, man.
And I remember my brother going to football practice and being so happy about going to football practice because he loved the sport. And I used to dread my ballet lessons. I remember they used to be on Tuesdays and Fridays. And the other days were my favorite days.
Yeah.
So,
What would you say to someone who might be going through something similar that you went through, but is afraid to speak out? Or maybe they're not 100% sure that they are going through something.
Talk to the people that are closest to you, but be ready for them not to fully understand you and for you to have to educate them on things. Because you might feel that people are not getting you or they don't care, but they are probably just ignorant on the matter. So it is kind of your, not responsibilities, but for your own sake, just educate them. Because what I notice, people do make comments on other people's bodies, etc., on what they eat
All the time.
but they don't do it because they want to hurt you. they do it because they think it's normal. Lots of people are just ignorant about it. So educate the ones close to you. I would say, of course, if you have parents and you're close to them, they are 100% the best people to go to. I wish I went and spoke to my mum before, because we wouldn't have got that far. But if your support system is not that good, then speak to a professional, because they will actually know what to do.
Yeah. I remember one of my clients once posted an Instagram story, and she said, you can't heal the body that you don't love.
Yeah.
And when she said that, I was like, wow, that is like such
it's like a vicious cycle.
Such a powerful statement as well, because we don't see ourselves the way that other people see us, right?
No.
Okay. I look at myself sometimes and I'm like, oh, I don't know, I could always improve, which is not the worst way to think, because you always want to improve in life and business and mindset and your relationship with yourself and how you treat other people, and just be a good person and always work on yourself. But if you look at me, you would say, like, you don't need to change anything.
Yeah.
You don't need to change anything. But I remember it took me a long time to work on myself and accept myself for who I am, and not getting the validation from other people.
That's the hardest part.
That's the hardest part. Because if you are on social media, very quite often you get quite a lot of messages.
Oh, yeah.
You look amazing. Your legs, your hamstrings, your glutes, your hair, your eyes, your this, your that. I went quiet for a little while, because that was affecting me and my self-worth. And I was like, I don't want my self-worth to depend on
what
other
people
people's
say.
opinions. Have you ever experienced that? Like, you've had a very, very similar thing. How did you feel after, when you were in London, when you started working as a personal trainer, when you were in the gym environment, training other people?
So in London, I felt good. To be fair, my ex-boyfriend helped me with that a lot, like self-acceptance. One good thing he did.
Shout out to him.
And then when I decided to be a PT, it was because I was already, of course, like training, and lifting weight really saved me when I was going through a lot, not with my body, but just with my relationship. So I went into PTing because I wanted to help people heal and become the better version of themselves, using like fitness to do that. I used to be in recruitment before, and I used to help people improve their life through changing jobs. And I was like, but my passion is fitness. I might as well do something related to that. So I felt a little bit more pressure when I became a PT to like look a certain way, but just because you're meant to be like inspiring people, etc. But I never fell back into the like, I need to be small. It was more like, I need to look strong now.
And you are strong.
Yeah, but it was a different thing. But it was still like, oh, if I want to get more clients, I need to feel good. Yeah. But in some sense, like, I need to feel good in my body. Doesn't matter what my body looks like. But if I want to inspire you to feel good and love your body, I need to also love mine. Because otherwise, what am I preaching about?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we've come a very long way.
Mate. Long way.
Yeah.
Wow. What a journey. So it's been 15 years.
Yeah, pretty much not even adult life.
Yeah. I mean,
half of my life.
Half of your life.
Yeah.
Half of your life.
And it started when I was like much younger than that. So we have, I think, as PT and health professionals, is now our responsibility 100%. To educate. Because
hence why we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was hesitant about starting my Instagram in Italian, like for the Italian population as well, because in the back of my mind, I always said, like, I need to look a certain way for them to trust me because it's Italy. But then I was like, you know what, screw this. Like, I'm just going to do it anyways. I mean, I look fine.
You look
yeah.
more than fine.
So I'm like, giving myself compliments.
10 out of 10 on a bad day.
So, but in the back of my mind, I had that. I was like, what are they going to expect me to be like a size, I don't know, 0 in order for them to trust me and to be like an actual validated PT. But then I started, it's going very well, so
Yeah,
it's fine.
just keep going.
People are getting better there as well.
But the thing is, only we have those thoughts.
Yeah.
Only we have those thoughts about ourselves. Because, I mean, I hope that I'm not wrong, but the huge majority of my clients, they do not care about my body fat percentage. They care about what my service and what I can do to help them.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you live in your head, or I live in my head, and I'm like, oh, you're not going to start the account in Italian because what if people think that you don't have, I don't know,
the ideal
Greek god's body or something like that.
Yeah.
So I just won't start. I won't start a podcast because I don't know. There's so much fear of what other people will think or say, and it's the last thing that we should worry about.
Yeah.
It's the last thing that we should worry about, because how many people will you be able to help with your Italian account?
Oh, yeah, a lot.
So many. And there are so many people in this world that need your help, that need my help, that will hopefully benefit from listening to this podcast. Because I feel like a lot of the things that we've been through are a lot of the things that other people are also going through.
100%, especially like younger girls that probably don't even know
that this thing exists.
Yeah. And I think that also when I was that age, I wasn't bombarded by girls on social media looking a certain way, because there was no social media. So the only thing I could see was like magazines, body shaming on magazines covers. But I didn't have other girls that were my age doing normal jobs, so in that case, like going to school, looking perfect on Instagram and probably photoshopped as well. So I didn't even have that. So I can't even imagine how they feel now, comparing themselves 24/7 to other people that they see.
I get that quite often in my DMs. Someone messaged me the other day. I won't name who it was, but one very lovely lady messaged me, and she said that she's a personal trainer. She also specializes in pelvic floor and exercises, pre and postnatal, all those things. And she said she wants to do what we do, have her business online and start building her Instagram and social media following and everything. But she's afraid of not being as successful as what other people are online.
Yeah.
But if you look at online, the grass is always greener online. Yeah. Everyone is only talking about their accomplishments. No one talks about their struggles.
Only tell you, what they accomplish or what they want to make you think.
What they want you to see. What they want you to see. So it is so easy to open your phone in the morning and scroll online and, oh my God, this girl looks amazing. I want to look like her. Yeah. Oh my God, this woman, she has a successful business. I will never be able to, I don't know, achieve anything. I think social media, if you use it in a right way, it can help you so much. But if you use it and kind of abuse it, it can ruin your mental health and your physical health and your relationship with yourself and everything.
Yeah, no, the good thing is that right now there's always more and more people talking about these things, like talking about like eating disorders, body dysmorphia, which were a bit like taboo before. So that's the good thing. So that's the good, the bad of social media, I guess. If you follow the good accounts, then they will help you. If you just follow whoever pops up, then probably not so much.
Yeah. How do you heal your body dysmorphia, and how do you feel in your skin right now?
How did I heal my body dysmorphia? I am actually not sure. It probably just happened as I was probably going to the gym. Like when I started like lifting weights and etc., I started focusing more on my performance rather than my looks. So I stopped like obsessing over my looks and over how much I weighed, etc. When I started being a PT though, I of course like you have mirrors around you 24/7. So I started paying more attention
To the
way I
that you
looked. But once again, I think that at that point, I was healing. So that wasn't that bad. There wasn't much of a trigger. But in terms of body dysmorphia, I am not sure. Like, I didn't really work on that as much.
Were you aware of it fully? Like,
probably not even.
No, yeah.
No, I probably just thought that I looked that way, and I really thought I looked much bigger than I did, of course.
Of course.
But right now I do feel like really good in my skin right now.
That's good. That is good, as you should.
It's taken a while.
A long time. I think people highly underestimate how long it takes to heal.
Oh yeah.
Mentally, physically.
It's a never-ending process as well, because there could be something that in the future triggers it again. Who knows? It could still be at the back of my mind somewhere, but it hasn't come back. So,
how do you feel in terms of your mindset? Can you control your mind?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
right now a lot. I think the only times in my life, or the only area of my life that I couldn't control, was the eating. Because apart from that, my mindset has always been very good.
Yeah.
It was just when it came to my body, then I didn't have control at all.
Have you felt like you're using food for punishment?
No. I would only use it as like a treat. Like, for example, when I started eating, I couldn't stop myself.
Okay.
So I used to binge at some point during that. So there was a whole different story. But I never used food to punish myself. But I used to starve myself to punish myself.
Okay.
And walk a lot. Yeah, I was like a cardio queen.
Yeah.
I still do walk a
lot.
I
love my steps.
Yeah, but not for that reason now. There's two things that stayed with me: the walking and my love for courgettes. I used to only eat courgettes on my eating disorder, and I still bloody love courgettes. But they're not the only thing I eat right now.
I will never forget when we were here last year, and when you were having your courgettes every single day.
Yeah, courgettes and peppers every day.
Yeah. But I do love courgettes. Yeah.
They're great veg.
They're great veg. Greens. Eat your greens.
But the thing is, like, for anyone that's going through it right now, even if you can't even see the light at the end of the tunnel, just keep working on it. It will come. Just remember, depending on how severe your condition is, because it can be very different from one person to another, seek professional help. And also when it comes to professionals, just because someone is qualified doesn't mean that it's good for you.
Amen.
Because I have been to a CBT practitioner, like cognitive behavioral therapy, and I really think to this day that all the advice you gave me was crap. So you're gonna find the right one. But if you don't find the right person at first, just keep searching for one that can actually understand you, because there's nothing worse to actually seek advice and not even feel understood then, because you're gonna feel that you're the problem.
Yeah. Working on yourself is so hard. And the amount of work that you need to put into your mindset, which then transfers into your training and then your nutrition and your relationship with yourself and the way that you see the world, it takes so much work, like endless amount of work every day. What can you do better today? Are you self-aware? Are you not? What is happening around you? Like, what needs to be changed? Change your environment, change your circle of friends.
And that's why I think it's very, very good to speak to people about it, because if we just do it by ourselves, then the reality that we tell ourselves is very different from what other people see as well.
Amen.
So you need to learn to be good by yourself, but also speak to others to see their perspective as well, and see if you are completely detached from reality, or if you're okay, if you actually living in the real world and stuff.
Yeah.
Because you can really start overthinking things if you do it completely on your own, and it's not fun.
Been there myself.
Yeah, so it's not.
When you don't feel safe to talk to anyone, and then you just keep everything inside of yourself.
I mean, it also depends on how you are as a person. I do share my thoughts and my feelings a lot.
I overshare, but only with the people that I feel comfortable with.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't go to strangers in the street.
Hello there. Do you know who I am? I have so many problems. Fix me. I only talk to people that I feel really comfortable with. But saying that, that's like I can count maybe 5 people.
Yeah.
If I don't know, have trust issues. People, not everyone wants to see you do well. Like not everyone.
No, but that's normal.
Not everyone.
Until you
everyone
find
is
your
happy
tribe.
for you. Yeah, until you find your people.
But it's always important to speak up.
Always. And to anyone listening, all jokes aside, I think that the absolute worst thing that you can do for yourself is to just lock yourself at home, say nothing to nobody, and live with your own thoughts. Because if you can't control your mind and you feel that your mind controls you, it can go downhill very quickly.
And you get trapped in your
trapped in your own head, yeah. And then you do a lot of different things just to punish yourself. Yeah, it can get very nasty.
Yeah. And when it comes to eating disorders, once again, just a little tip and advice for everyone listening. If you do go to, for example, if you do speak just to your GP, etc. about it, they are probably not even like qualified to give you advice on that. So make sure that you go through like a mental health nurse or someone that can really understand you. Because if you just go to your GP, for example, and say like, oh, I just want to lose more weight, they probably won't even see how deep the issue is. And you just feel like neglected, and you go home again and feel worse about it. So be really, really careful. Nothing against GPs, by the way, but
we love GPs.
Make sure you just go to the right professional. And if you ever want to reach out to me, as you can see, I've got a lot of years of experience, first-hand experience on eating disorders. Oh. So come and speak to me. I'm not qualified to help, but I'm sure I can understand what you're going through, and maybe give you, like, point you into the right direction.
Yeah, and same with me. I'm very happy to talk to anyone if I can. The DMs are safe with me. I don't share them with anyone, or I don't share them anywhere. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people quite often get messages and DMs on Instagram, and then when I reply, people say, "Oh, I can't believe that you replied." Like, I will talk to anyone and anything. Like, we're here to help. We don't think that we're better than anyone else.
Yeah, we're not. And literally, if you know someone that has got experience with it, then just go and ask them. What's the worst that can happen? The person ignores you if they are not very nice. Yeah. Or if they miss your message at some point. But
what is the worst that can happen? If you don't ask, you won't know.
No, we're basically like your big sisters.
Yeah, I do feel that way.
I still feel young, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. We're turning 30 this year, mate.
Yeah.
We're not getting any younger.
No. A lot wiser.
A lot wiser. How have you felt? Were you in a relationship during your eating disorder? You were?
No.
No.
So, because I was 14, mate.
No, but I mean, I don't know.
No, I wasn't.
I mean, kids these days.
No, I wasn't. I got in my first relationship, relationship when I was like 20.
Okay, and
so I was healing already a little bit.
Have you opened up to your partner about your eating disorder?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And how did he? What was his reaction?
He didn't really understand it because, first of all, he was from the UK. Never really understood why I wanted to be slimmer than I was, but understood my pain in that sense. And my current partner also knows about it. My ex-partner, I remember at first he was a bit concerned because it was like, you never eat when you're around me, etc. Because I was still going through some of those phases. But he helped me heal a lot. And my current boyfriend as well.
Yeah. And what about your friends?
Some of my friends that I've actually grown up with don't really know too much about it because they just thought I was very determined to lose my weight. I never opened up.
Okay.
Like, this is the first time I am speaking about it without getting emotional. And the last year is the first...
Proud of you.
Yeah, the last year is the first year that I've actually spoken about it online as well. Before that, it was just my partners and my mum. And that's it.
It is very scary to put this out there because you are opening yourself up to the whole world. Like, anyone has access to this information. But I feel, and I think that being vulnerable and sharing your experiences helps and shows other people that they are not alone.
Yeah.
You are not alone.
We need to do... I found it hard to do it as I was going through it.
Yes, you have to do it.
I only started doing it when I was like
out of
basically healed.
Yeah. I have felt when I was going through my body dysmorphia journey, I opened about it on my Instagram and the response was very positive. And a lot of people said, I'm experiencing this myself. What are you doing? How, like, have you healed or not? And then I didn't talk about it that much anymore because I felt like I couldn't talk about it as I'm going through it. Like, I need to be on the other side of it to then be able to say, okay, again, not a professional. I'm not qualified to give advice, but I can share my experience and say what has helped me, what were my triggers, social media, just
people in general, acceptance.
Yeah.
And
other people's,
I think part of me, I didn't want to become my eating disorder.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to be that girl that only talks about eating disorder and identifies as
because that is
the eating disorder. Because for me, it would have been harder to heal if I identified as that.
Yeah.
Identified. Sorry.
Yeah, and I feel like when you're still going through it, every question that you get about it can be very triggering.
Yeah.
And I feel like you can never heal. It's like you don't allow yourself to heal because you're constantly being asked about it. And you feel like, I'm not on the other side of it. I don't know what to say. Like, I can't help you. And this is not helping me either because people are constantly asking me about it.
But I can't even tell you what to do.
Yes.
Because
I don't.
I would not be here.
Yeah.
If I knew. But yeah, that's the thing. And I know it hits everyone differently. Like, lots of people like get eating disorders and they then get depressed and all that. I have never experienced that at all. Like, I just thought I was unattractive at that point, and wanted to be that person that, like, I wanted to look like that type of person I wanted to look like, but I was never like depressed or anything. So I'm very lucky from that point of view. I always knew I had my people around me. I always had, like, luckily, a very, very strong support system. Even if they didn't know what I was going through, they were kind of there for me.
And how important is that in life? Your environment and the people that you surround yourself with. We're
not meant to live life by ourselves.
No.
I am a social butterfly, so.
Yeah, I don't know how I would describe myself. I'm introverted, but I'm very extroverted around the right time. People. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't like being in public places. I don't like going out too much. I like being at home and just working and minding my own business. But if I meet someone that I feel very comfortable with, I can talk to them for days.
Yeah.
Like you. The amount of conversations that we've had just about life.
I don't think you knew about the teacher, though.
That I didn't know.
No, forgot about it.
That I didn't know.
Yeah. The probably with them started, maybe.
I can't believe it. And any ballet teachers in Italy.
I don't think they'll be allowed right now.
That is...
Because even if it was just like 15 years ago, no, more than that. It was quite a long time ago.
How is
Things
that
are
even
changing.
allowed? Yeah, hopefully for better.
Yeah. Like right now, parents will not probably allow that. But I don't think I ever told my mum either.
Would you ever have something or do something regarding eating disorders that you know that will help other people? So like a podcast or anything online, like in terms of your business or...
I have been in the Italian profile trying to speak about it a bit more. But it is a very complicated topic in terms of like, I'm always worried I say something that's wrong because once again, I'm not qualified for it. I might qualify in the future and then proper talk about it because I want the professional to do their thing first. But the main thing that I do now is basically just make people aware that what they see online is not always like that and do my little bit to help and share my own experience, my fear of eating and stuff like that. I became fat phobic as well at some point. Yeah. A little bit of everything. Yeah. Never been bulimic.
Okay.
Because I can't throw up.
Okay.
I tried. I failed.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
there was one thing there I missed.
You've been through everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how it came out fine.
Yeah. What doesn't
like
kill
I
you?
think that like, yeah, my trauma is, you can heal from your trauma.
You can heal from your trauma. But speaking from experience, I feel like some things will scar you for life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It will change you. Trauma will change you.
It will change you.
But it won't hurt as much anymore.
Yeah. Now I'll start crying. Yeah, it will change you. It will have a huge impact on you.
Yeah, but otherwise, we'll just be all the same.
Yeah. Amen. But diamonds are made under pressure. Under pressure. How do you feel with your training right now? Obviously, you're following the world's best program, mine.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You've been doing
I've been
it
loving
for
training.
a year and a half. Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, long time.
Yeah. And still love it.
Still love it.
I do love training. I struggle at the moment to empathize with people. They say they don't want to train.
Mate,
just
me
because
too.
it is my safe space. I absolutely love it.
I wish, and this is something that I also like try to do on my Instagram and with my social media. There are so many benefits to training, and there are so many benefits not just for your physical health, but for your mental health. There's nothing better. I know we all have different lives, different schedules. Some people work from 7 a.m., some people work from 2 p.m., some people work on the weekends, some don't. But to me, I don't feel motivated every day. I don't wake up and feel like, oh, let me go to the gym and hit a PB and have the absolute best session and all those things. But I know how it makes me feel. Not even physically, but mentally. Like after a good training session, I feel like I could fight with a bear. Like I could punch someone in the face. In a nice way. In a nice way, not an aggressive way. But you just feel so strong. And then if you have a good training session, you feel stronger. You know that you are progressing with your training. Then you don't crave any processed foods. So you eat better. Then you have, you know, a regular bowel movement, regular menstrual cycle, better sleep, better life quality. You feel better about yourself. Like there are so many positives. And I don't know, what can we do what more can we do to help people to feel that way? Because I want everyone to feel the way that I feel. To feel good in your own skin, to eat well, to sleep well, to have good people around you.
I think even with training, it's a process of learning to love it, because initially you won't. Initially you will be uncomfortable. You won't feel good in the gym. But the more you do it, the better you become, and you'll notice like that is 100% worth it. And the more you improve the relationship with yourself and that you take care of yourself, the better you're going to be as a person, as a friend, as a partner. So you're not being selfish for taking time for yourself. If you do have kids, because I do have clients that have kids and they're like, oh, I don't have time, make that time, because you're going to be a nicer person when you are with your kids. Literally.
That is true.
And you're going to be with your kids longer. I'm not saying you're going to increase the probabilities of you living with your kids for longer.
Yeah. Spending more time with your loved ones.
It's totally worth it.
Amen.
And it doesn't really take that much time. If you don't have much time, train twice, 3 times a week.
If you don't have much time, then get my express program.
Yeah.
Shameless plug.
But
yeah,
it is totally worth it.
It is totally worth it. I love my gym. And you love yours.
Yeah.
Anyone listening to this, go to the gym. Lift some weights. You will feel better. You will feel better. Is there anything else that you would like to say to anyone maybe going through this, experiencing this, healing, training? What do you find the most helpful on your journey?
Now, really have a word with yourself, really understand what the trigger was, but everything else that caused it in the past, because it could be happening for like years and years and you don't even know. So try to really, really understand that. As I said, speak to the people close to you. If you can't, go to a professional, and also be very, very patient, and just know that you're not going to heal in 1, 2, 3 months.
Yeah, maybe
it's probably
years.
going to take you years, but the healing journey is good. You're going to enjoy yourself while healing. So don't wait for it to be completely over to start enjoying it. And just remember there are so many people going through it. You're going to think you're the only person in the world, just because as humans, we do think we are the center of the world. We're not.
We are. I am.
You're the center of your own world, but there's so many more people going through the same things. So yeah, just ask for help. And if you don't find the right one, just keep asking until you find the right type of help. Yeah. And if you want to chat, yeah, you know where to find me.
Yeah.
Come and find me.
Come and find me. Yeah. DMs are always open.
Yeah.
Always open.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Pretty much.
And
it.
I really, really hope that anyone listening that's going through something like that finds this helpful and finds the courage to start working towards the healing journey.
Yeah. Final words. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Silvia, I appreciate your time more than anything.
Appreciate you too.
Anyone listening to this, you best share this everywhere. Help us spread the word. We appreciate everyone listening. We hope that you guys have enjoyed it. Until next time, you will know where to find me. You will know where to find Silvia. I will link our socials in the description box below. So thank you everyone for listening. Thank you, Silvia, for being here.
Thank you.
Until next time.
Have a lovely day, everyone.
Yeah. See you next time.